serve for set. Ready, play. 15 long.
Well, some nerves early, perhaps.
Don't come much easier than that, do they?
No.
For service.
David Nalbandian in very good company now, having made the semi-finals of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. And he's now just one of 3 active players to have done it. The other 2, Roger Federer and Andre Agassi.
That's his trademark ground stroke, Nalbandian. Quite happy and content to rally all day long from the back of the court off either side, particularly the backhand. But when he's got an opening and an opportunity, very much enjoys this shot down the line. Feels very comfortable with it and confident. It's a winner for him.
Game Nalbandian.
One for each.
Just the feet, just a little heavy at the moment, not quite getting into position. Oh, there's that down the line backhand. Picking up where he left off against the Frenchman Santoro in the previous round. Just a little short here cross court. Beautifully struck. And again.
Hasn't taken long to slip into the groove. And a break here for Nalbandian would be a really big psychological blow, just to put the doubts into the thoughts of Baghdatis from the word go. 2 break points straight away.
30-40.
He'd be well served, Baghdatis, to give certainly at least 50% of neutral ground strokes to the Nalbandian forehand. While it's solid, it's not as devastating as the backhand. Got an easy rhythm on serve, Baghdatis, and he gets pace, deceptive pace, very easily. It's 206 kilometres an hour, and he's regularly up on or over the 200 kilometre an hour mark. And he forces some mistimed returns as a result.
Naturally, all games in a semi-final important, but this is turning into an important one here for Marcos Baghdatis, just to set the tone of his match. If he can get himself out of this situation after having been down 2 break points and a few deuces already, it'll be a good little psychological spur for him. On the other hand, if David Nalbandian can strike the blow, as we said, it really will put a few doubts into the mind of the Cypriot. Big serve out wide, 208.
Yes.
Well, again, it's the backhand down the line. Baghdatis has been keen to just hang in his own backhand corner just a little too much. You can see there's plenty of room down the line there, and Nalbandian quick to take it.
Fourth break opportunity for Nalbandian. unlucky, but the break comes straight away for David Nalbandian. And Marcus is going to grab the towel. It is still very warm here in Melbourne. Temperature soared up around 38, 39 degrees Celsius earlier today. What effect do you think the early break will have, Jeff?
Well, it certainly wasn't what he was hoping for. He's just a little uptight, missed an early forehand, and that last point was a little unfortunate. But look, he seems relaxed enough. He's had good rhythm on his serve. But if Nalbandian can hold here and go to 3-love, well, then that will be quite a blow. Giving Nalbandian some of his own medicine back there, the backhand down the line. That was freely hit. There was very little tension in the arms there. Very positive, confident stroke.
That'll calm the nerves. Camille looks on impassively.
Super lob. Oh, he's very good, Nalbandian, when he has a target. The approach shot wasn't that bad. It was sliced. Depth was very good. His position at the net was good, albeit maybe a fraction close to the net. But a wonderful choice here from Nalbandian, using the full length of the court. Well, again, it was the return of serve that really set the point up for Nalbandian.
And that one is equal to his best. 2-11. Good time to do that at love 30. Nalbandian just taking a step in there from the baseline, maybe catching the eye of his opponent, who tried to get it deep and paid the price.
Oh, tremendous. It was the forehand before the final put away that did the damage. This one here, full stretch. Look at the pace that he gets here to force Nalbandian into defense. Then coolly and calmly back behind Nalbandian with a little short backswing on the rise. He looks relaxed.
Still down a break point though. Spoke before about Nalbandian playing a lot of 4- and 5-set matches. Last year here at the Australian Open, he had 2 5-setters, 3 4-setters, no straight sets victories. But in fact, in 2004, he was straight sets all the way in the first 4 rounds and then lost in 4 to a bloke called Federer in the quarterfinals.
Nalbandian.
Top of the tape hasn't been doing Marcos Baghdatis any favours so far in this match. Brings up a 3rd break point in this game.
Oh, wonderful shot from Baghdatis, because the return from Nalbandian was quality. It's what we expect from him. He has, as we said at the outset, one of the best returns in the game. Goes after this one. Baghdatis so quick to get across there, cut it off, and hit an even better shot down the line. That's fantastic. Well, Baghdatis is going to need to give Nalbandian just a few more forehands. The backhand of Nalbandian has been on song. It's been hurting the Cypriot.
Break point number 4 in this game. We saw a steely grey sky here in Melbourne. There have been some really dark thunderclouds around, and various parts of Melbourne and the wider area have experienced some storms. Roof is not fully open.
Advantage, Baghdatis.
And he fights his way out of it. That could be important.
Well, I think that was a very important game, because Nalbandian threw plenty at him that game. at least one of the break points where he had an opportunity for a second serve. He went after it, Nalbandian. He saw his chance and hit a very good return. Baghdatis covered it and went down the line with an equally impressive winner. So that's made a statement. Right now, Nalbandian realizes he's in a match. Heavy slice here. Ball stays low. It's not a shot that Nalbandian fancies too much. Slow and short to the forehand. Oh, brilliant.
It's 5 already on the backhand wing for David Nalbandian.
And they've all been down the line, Peter. Look where Baghdatis has hit this one, just inside the sideline, and Nalbandian's done the same. Baghdatis just walks across, says, yep, good shot. Yep, that's good play. Slice again, low to the Nalbandian forehand. He'd missed the previous slice on that particular wing. Give him another one. Baghdatis taking a risk there, going down the line off the return of serve, but didn't do enough with it. And so was vulnerable to the cross-court shot of Nalbandian.
Nalbandian's first serve percentage operating pretty high.
15.
Many of them corporate clients, of course, who may have been to dinners at various dining rooms around Melbourne Park. I must say, Jeff, if I'd paid the money, I think I'd be here to see the first ball.
Well, it's an occasion, isn't it? You know, it's something to experience. Well, there's that return of serve that is so much a part of Nalbandian's success. He steps forward, takes it early, and always looks to do something with it. Doesn't just get it back into play. He's always looking to set the point up with it, particularly off the backhand side. I bet they were here for the first point.
Oh, yeah. And a long time before that.
Good change up from Baghdatis. 151 kilometres an hour with plenty of spin.
And then throws down the 215 kilometre an hour serve, mixing them up wonderfully. That's his quickest of the match.
3 games all for a set.
Good thinking tennis from Marcos Baghdatis.
Absolutely. He certainly recognised that the Nalbandian return of serve can be dangerous, and the best way to negate that is to prevent as much as possible the Argentinian getting into a good rhythm and getting into a comfort zone of where and what pace the Cypriot will serve at.
Laver Cain.
Well, there was no hesitation either there from Baghdatis. Love 15, second serve, and went after the return. It was that first strike of the return that set the point up.
Little window of opportunity here for Baghdatis. And you'll get used to seeing that tonight. That's the way he plays, with passion. He's a risk taker.
Gee, that's a good shot, Nalbandian. He was quick to move forward when the return was just a little bit short. This level, you have to take the first opportunity because you may not get another one.
Very close. Nalbandian ducks some trouble there. Down love 30, but hangs onto his serve. Thought it was interesting, Jeff, when I was driving home the other night, I heard his comments at around 2:30 in the morning when he gave his media conference, and he said in that third and fourth set against Ljubicic, he was thinking about what would happen at the end of the match, thinking what he would do when he won. Just got ahead of himself, but somehow was able to get it back.
Yeah, that's always the problem with athletes that are a little inexperienced. You start thinking about what if I lose, what if I win, rather than just focusing on the here and the now, the next point, etc. It's a cliche, but it really is what the top players have found a way of achieving. A little fortunate perhaps, but again, a pretty handy slice backhand from Baghdatis.
14-15.
You can see evidence of what we were talking about at the start of the match. The Baghdatis service games are played so much faster than when Nalbandian is serving.
Beautifully measured and controlled tennis from Nalbandian. And Baghdatis having to do plenty of work right from the outset. It was Nalbandian who made that quality return. And while the point became neutralized midway through it, Nalbandian again picked up the pace, picked up the direction with that backhand, and had the Cypriot scampering and defending.
So from 40 love back to deuce. Little opening here for the Argentinian.
He does everything quick, doesn't he? He towels himself down quickly. Everything is fast motion. Oh, it's good. It was a good serve. It was certainly not perfectly timed from the racket of Nalbandian, but you could see the racket in fact spun in his hand. Oh. Oh, wow.
Overrule coming from the chair from Andreas Agli, and that was a good overrule. Marcos Baghdatis doesn't think so. Took a piece of the line. Hawkeye in the replay confirming it. So he needs to block that out of his mind and just, as Jeff said, concentrate on the next point. He led 40-love in this game. Now Nalbandian with a critical advantage here at 4-3. We never like to see controversy over calls, but the replay and Hawkeye showed us that Andreas Egli did the right thing, Jeff.
Absolutely, and it's just indicative of the tension that Baghdatis is feeling here. He wanted that ball to be out. He's fighting hard. He hoped it was out. It was a beautifully struck shot from Nalbandian. It's just part of his modus operandi, go after those returns. And it was a good decision from umpire Egli. 5-3.
15 off.
I may be wrong, but I get the feeling that Marcos Baghdatis is really struggling out there in this heat.
Yeah, I think you know, the emotion is up, the adrenaline level is up, the heart rate is up. He'll settle down a little bit, but at the moment, yeah, he's feeling the pinch.
Conserving a little bit of energy there. That's normally a ball that he would have been flying after, even if he wasn't going to get to it. So Nalbandian, after 43 minutes, with 3 opportunities to close out this first set.
Hasn't won a point, Peter, since that controversial call. Not one.
Mm.
Another very heavy ground stroke from Nalbandian. When he's got any time at all to set up, he won't hit an outright winner, but he hits it so wide and so with so much pace that he brings an error or he sets up the point for the kill on the next shot.
He's got really heavy legs at the moment, Marcos Baghdatis. We've seen him in these championships just fly across the rebound ace surface. That last ball he had to chase, he was really labouring.
2 short balls in that rally from Baghdatis really allowed Nalbandian to totally dictate the point, have the Cypriot on the run.
Only very early in comparative terms in this match, but Nalbandian making a bit of a move here. And he makes a decisive move right from the word go. Supporters trying to keep Marcos Baghdatis positive, but even they're having trouble feeling happy about what's going on. He is completely flat at the moment, Marcos Baghdatis. You get the sense that he wants to keep driving, but every time he looks at the fuel gauge, the needle's on empty.
I think he's realizing as well that Nalbandian is just a relentless machine at the other end of the court, and he knows that Baghdatis, if he's going to win this, he's going to have to work so hard. And as you said, he is looking a little fatigued, the emotion, etc. And he's not sure how many free points he's going to get from the other end, and he'd like plenty of them. He's going to need to take a few risks, and that one there was a calculated risk. Had a little extra time. He was on the baseline, but generated more pace, because it's a matter of who takes or who strikes first here, and Nalbandian's been the one making the first strike. And that's what happens when he makes the first strike. He's got you running backwards and forwards.
Nalbandian will be acutely aware that he's got a tiring opponent at the other end of the court. When you go through these flat spots, Jeff, can you come out the other side, or is that the way it is?
Oh, you can, but I think he's certainly at a point where he's going to need to just take a few more risks. Just like that, get a few free points, to give himself a little confidence, a little self-belief, to realize, well, hang on, there is another way here. He's got the ground stroking prowess that he can be successful if he takes a few risks. There's that return of serve that's just missed. Boy, it's devastating though.
Baghdatis gets on the board. Is he about to come out the other side? Nalbandian up 2-1 with a break.
Needed to do more with this. He gets there quite comfortably. It was a big opportunity to take the first point. It's a bad miss.
So there just might be a little bit more bounce in Marcus.
Just taking a little bit more of a risk here. The serve was quite handy, but Baghdatis over the high part of the net down the line. It's a good shot. A little bit of a risk, but worthwhile. Oof. Gee, that's good play though from Nalbandian. His accuracy off the ground and penetration is excellent. You see so much of this. So the winner count from Nalbandian won't be that high because that's not classed as a winner. It's a forced error.
Total winners of 14 apiece in the match so far. Unforced errors, Nalbandian 16, Baghdatis 12.
Well, again from Nalbandian, it just doesn't look flashy, but it's just very, very good. The ground strokes again, they're wide, they're deep, they've got pace, and they're forcing Baghdatis into error. At the same time, making him cover a lot of territory.
Maybe his hopes of making the final were hanging on that game.
Advantage, Nalbandian.
Well, he is prepared to take the risks.
He's gone for the short angle kick serve, and you can see how far forward Baghdatis came then to cut it off, and was rewarded with that little risk. It's too good. It's the sort of player that's prepared to play 3 tough shots to win the point rather than one real all-out flashy aggressive shot.
Turning into a vital game, this one now. Baghdatis already with 2 break points that he hasn't been able to take advantage of, but he's fighting hard. The fans are back in full voice again. The wind appears to be momentarily back in the sails of Marcos Baghdatis, but David Nalbandian might take it out again here if he can convert this point and get to a 3-1 lead. He does. That may be crunch time. 2 chances gone begging for the Cypriot. Nalbandian consolidates his break. Already the match entering its 2nd hour, 1 hour and 4 minutes. What will that do to the spirit of Marcos Baghdatis?
Look at that approach shot again. Nothing spectacular, but beautifully placed.
Well, he's going for break now. And all of the signs are there that this is the last-ditch effort. 2 breaks surely would be too big a mountain to climb. Certainly don't want to make any predictions in light of what we've seen the last 3 nights. We saw Federer against Haas the other night, and a remarkable change in that match. Baghdatis against Ljubicic, and then Federer and Davydenko last night. Has the ability to change so quickly this game, but it's going to need a quick change here for Marcos.
Well, Baghdatis in this game has decided to play from deeper in the court to change things up a little bit, but power to him to think of something different, but that won't work against Nalbandian. He's just too steady from the back of the court, has too many options, and he'll just take control of the point even earlier. Well, he changed it up again in that point, played most of the point from inside the baseline. Baghdatis, certainly early parts of the point, then comes up with a drop shot from the back of the court. That's good. He'll need to take plenty more risks such as this. He can't get into a long rally with Nalbandian at the moment. Nalbandian's killing him at it.
Oh. Catchy.
Well, he's doing it tough though now, Baghdatis. He's just defending for all he's worth. He's covering a lot of territory, and Nalbandian's almost in the one spot, just dictating play.
They're pretty happy in Nalbandian's player support box. Certain air of inevitability about what's going on at the moment. Serving to stay in the set. Oh, that is outstanding. Wouldn't matter how fit he was feeling.
Love 15.
No, he's making it look very simple at the moment, Nalbandian. Another wonderful return. This serve, a bit short, but it's way up at head height, and Nalbandian climbs on it, gets great angle across court, pace. It's a terrific return.
Just at the moment, it looks a bit like the number 4 ranked player against the number 54 ranked player, but it's not really that. It's just one man at the top of his game on the night reaching another man who might just be physically and mentally at the end of his rope. Perfect, according to Hawkeye. Nalbandian having a swish at a couple towards the end of that game.
Love 15.
First ace of the match for David Nalbandian. Baghdatis has 3. Just the one double fault between them, that to Baghdatis. Well, about a dozen more of those and he might be back in it.
15-7.
Well, there's no point in playing conservatively anymore, that's for sure. Have a crack, just like that. It was in the hitting zone, and he might get a few more chances off the Nalbandian serve. It's not a huge serve. It's hittable, and he's got to take a risk. Got away with it, but it wasn't a particularly aggressive return of serve.
15-14.
Nalbandian this game has played his worst game for some time. Unforced errors.
He's looked a bit tired all of a sudden. Supremely fit man at 24 years of age. But these conditions are energy sapping. Now, is he okay? Has he cramped up or has he turned an ankle?
Yeah, I think he certainly lost his grip or turned something.
Going for the left ankle, a look of concern in the Marcos Baghdatis support box. May have happened just before that. Still a break point. Will he be able to move to it?
Second service.
Brilliant. What about that? Even with an injury concern now, he fights on as he has done all the way through the Australian Open. That's one break back, but you have to admire his courage.
That was a terrific passing shot. And look at the enthusiasm there. And certainly Nalbandian opened the door for him with a couple of wayward ground strokes. Very few have come off his racket all night. And then Baghdatis able to capitalise.
Is there life back in this match yet? .213, just 2 shy of his quickest for the match. the baseline very close, but it mattered not. And there is the ball on the baseline that said it was okay. Well, now the pressure is on the shoulders of David Nalbandian. He's already had one opportunity to serve for a 2 sets to love lead, and he's going to have another in a moment. Well, well, well.
There was a little tension in the racket of Nalbandian. This is just, look where he is. He's not coming into the net. He's hoping Baghdatis is going to miss that shot because he's just walked in there to the service line rather than positioning himself with real authority. Feet didn't move there either. Reach for the ball.
15 starting.
Well, this is amazing. Look at this now. It was all he could do to walk before. Now the spring is back in the step.
15-14.
Well, this has been a bit of a panicked response from Nalbandian.
Thank you. Please.
Right on the line.
Tremendous shot. When the pressure mounts, players will clearly look for their favourite shot. And that is a gem.
Still needs one more of those. Stop Baghdatis from getting back on level terms and winning 4 games in a row just when he looked dead and buried. Can you believe this? Not even his greatest admirers would have given him much of a chance just 15 to 20 minutes ago.
Right, sensational effort. Nalbandian just went to sleep. He thought he was just going to cruise across the finishing line as far as that second set was concerned. Took his eye off the ball, so to speak. And then when required to put the foot on the accelerator again, just got a little tense. And this man grabbed his opportunity with both hands.
Well, that's more like the aggression that we've seen from Nalbandian in this match, but it's been sadly lacking in the past 10 minutes.
Well, you recall from the Hawkeye graphic earlier that the second serve of Baghdatis has been going consistently to the Nalbandian backhand. He's going to need to mix it up a bit.
Nalbandian squeezed up on that serve. And here we go with the fireworks again. It's a constant concern. There you can see them going off at the banks of the Yarra, but happens every year in the night session on the Thursday night. Marcos is saying, what's going on? He's not aware of it.
Usually the players are informed about it in advance. I'm surprised that Baghdatis doesn't know about it and that perhaps he wasn't informed.
Don't need to go outside to see fireworks at the moment. Massive point here in the context of this match. Oh, what a time for a 208 serve right down the middle.
40 seconds.
Not sure how long the fireworks display will go on for. Generally, these things tend to go on for about 15 or 20 minutes. When, in my humble opinion, they could go for about 3.
Seen one good firework explosion, you've seen them all,
exactly.
Huh?
Perhaps the number 4 seed has been woken from his slumber by the noise of the fireworks. Hawkeye trying to get there and saying it was wide. So are we effectively about to get back to where we were 20 to 25 minutes ago? 3 set points for Nalbandian. How much of a knockout blow will that be to Marcos Baghdatis? It was an amazing mini comeback there. 3rd set begins. And as it begins, the fireworks cease. Called good. Touched the outside of the line. What he's got to do, Jeff.
Absolutely. He's got to keep the points short. He's got to go for broke early. Not ridiculously, but certainly that's an opportunity. He's got to take that. His ground stroking technique is good enough that if he backs himself, he just may hit plenty of winners.
Love game. Just what his script would have said. Jeff, whilst we talk about the oppressive conditions for the players, it's really put into perspective when you see some of the news reports emanating from this state of Victoria at the moment, with many bushfires, huge bushfires going on. So it does put the heat here at Melbourne Park into a sense of perspective.
Absolutely. It's often a difficult time of the year here in Australia with the heat and the wind, and we do indeed have some people out there, volunteers, working horribly hard to keep some big fires under control. Good change up here. Could see how deep in the court Baghdatis was. He expected an aggressive forehand. Well, again, a good decision because Baghdatis was likewise 2.5, 3 meters behind the baseline. Look at him here. So it's a long way to track that one down.
The one thing we can say with Marcos Baghdatis, even though he was able to win neither of the points where Nalbandian put the drop shot into play. He's obviously not feeling any effects from that left ankle injury, which is good.
Good play, Baghdatis. The entire point, he was looking to be very aggressive at the first opportunity. He's got to try and hit Nalbandian out of his comfort zone. When he's got time, Nalbandian's ground strokes are deadly.
Hasn't lost a point on his serve in this third set.
Yes. It wasn't wild aggression. This is controlled aggression. The ball was just a little short and without a lot of power, and there was a chance there and he took it. Well, he's annoyed with himself there as well. He should be. He's worked hard, got to 30 all, second serve. That's an unforced error.
Slight chance for Marcos, but it goes begging. New balls being supplied after 9 games. They start with 7 games and then it's every 9 after that. Well, he must get the first break of the 3rd set. Marcos Baghdatis, you would think. That won't come here, of course. But the first thing he needs to do is hold his own serve.
Something a little more different from Baghdatis, but certainly out of the more aggressive book.
Another big one. 205. Aces count 7-2 now in favour of Baghdatis. So the pressure continuing to be applied on David Nalbandian's serve.
Well, when your opponent starts going for a bit more, as Baghdatis has, it tends to make the opponent go for a bit more because he can't afford to let the opponent dictate too much. So, in a sense, Nalbandian's been forced to go for a little bit more, a little earlier than he'd really prefer to. Wasn't so much that shot, though, it was the return of serve. He had love 30, as he did on the previous service game. And with the second serve, he just got too conservative. He's got to go after that.
What a moment to come up with that.
Good serve. He's moving as well at the moment as he's moved at any stage in this match, Baghdatis. The emotion is up.
2 break points.
Again, I thought the return was just a little too conservative. 15.40, second serve. The second serve was on the average 152 kilometres an hour. It was up in a hitting zone. Particularly at 15.40, you've got an extra point up your sleeve. It's time to be a little bit more aggressive.
He can't afford to let these opportunities slip by. Baghdatis gets in front in the third set and keeps his finals dream alive for the moment at least.
Well, having broken, he needs to keep the same initiative in place. Don't sit back and play conservative and play not to lose. He has to play to win here.
The last time he broke Nalbandian's serve in the 10th game of the second set. The following game was the game where the fireworks started and Baghdatis was broken straight back.
That's aggressive.
Oh, when your luck is in, maybe at last the tennis gods are beginning to smile on him. He's been denied by the tape a couple of times tonight. He's a character. Crowds love him.
14-15.
Dropping just the 1 point on serve, and can you believe it? He's only 1 game away now from the third set. Lovely touch from the big man.
He's a wonderful mover as well, Nalbandian. He's almost like silent death. He gets up there very quickly without any extraneous movement. Seems to glide to the ball.
Very close to taking the outside of the line.
Yes. Well inside the baseline, continuing with the aggressive mode. 2 meters in, at least.
Even though it was the body serve, somehow he was still able to get it back for the winner.
Well, he's making another statement here to Nalbandian, and Nalbandian now has to think, well, do I keep serving like that, or do I have to go for more in my serve? He's putting that seed of doubt forever or evermore in the mind of the Argentinian.
Well played. Important hold for David Nalbandian. And Jeff, you said before that he's the type of guy, he just wants to play 3 steady shots to come up with the winner. Surely in this circumstance now, he's got to forget his game plan for the next game, just the next game, and be all out aggressive.
Well, that's certainly what is in his mind. He likes to play at that rhythm where he hits 2 or 3 really good tough shots without taking a major risk. But he's now wondering, well, if I do that, am I going to get a chance to play the way I want? So you're probably right. He's going to have to maybe go for a bit more here, Nalbandian.
But it's still Baghdatis who's the aggressor there.
15 off.
And there as well. Would have been his quickest for the match had it gone in. 2:16.
Sensational shot. Wonderful counter-attack from Nalbandian. The Baghdatis backhand down the line was a good one. Look at the speed that he gets there. Still able to get around the outside of the ball. Wonderful athlete, Nalbandian.
Nothing wrong with Nalbandian's aggression, but he's being matched and beaten in that department in this game by Baghdatis. Two chances now for the man from Cyprus to take us into a 4th set, and who knows, maybe beyond. You could have got long odds about this match going to a 4th set. Early in the second, somehow Marcos Baghdatis has found some reserves of energy. Match at this stage has been in progress for 2 hours and 11 minutes.
First game. 15 all.
He served 4 aces in the previous set. That one, another quick one at 210, touching both the lines.
Certainly picked up his serving in the last set and a half, Baghdatis.
Easy service going for Marcos. And we said Nalbandian put the pressure on Baghdatis by winning his opening service game, but in no time at all, the pressure goes back on him now. So no time to settle.
Another good return from Baghdatis. He's inside the baseline, trying to make the first strike on the Nalbandian second serve. That's a good decision because the Nalbandian second serve, it's 160 k's an hour, 161 k's an hour there. It's not that big. It's one of the best opportunities in the rally to take control. Well, opportunity lost there. Not so much that the drop shot hit the net, but he should have been into the net himself. Look where Nalbandian is, can only defend. He can't believe it that Baghdatis isn't on top of the net and has to come up with a drop shot off a ball that's jumping up at him quickly. Nearly made it, but he could so easily have had love 30 had he come to the net.
Gee, I think David Nalbandian, he was going down that half volley, had plenty of thinking time. Knew how important it was. Baghdatis apologises, gets one of each in this game.
Certainly being a lot more proactive on the Nalbandian second serve, Baghdatis. This easy put away is as a result of that very good return of serve that he made.
Baghdatis Baghdatis goes to his support team, pumping the fist. Guillaume says, you can do this.
Can you believe that?
15-all.
Baghdatis had given the point away. He thought his squash shot forehand was floating long. It's long. Hang on, it's in. He's missed it. You beauty.
Starting.
Went for the big one and missed by a long way.
String broken from Nalbandian. It becomes well nigh impossible to control a ball with a broken string.
Apart from the word out from the line judge, that must be one of the worst sounds to a tennis player.
Absolutely. Most players will attempt to come to the net and just bluff and shorten the point as quickly as possible because it's just so hard to, as I said, control the ball. It's like hitting with a trampoline. Big point here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
He's had some momentum.
30-all. How aggressive will Nalbandian be here with the new weapon in hand?
Oh, yes. He left nothing in the bag there, Baghdatis. That will shake up Nalbandian. He's given that a good ride himself, and he's just stepped up and timed that beautifully with a big flourish at the end.
Baghdatis cements the break. Draws in the deep breath.
He's just got to make sure, Baghdatis here, that he just doesn't go over the top with his emotion. Just keep it up, but not at a level where it's out of control, and let the moment just become a little bit too much for him, because he has Nalbandian at the moment not showing it perhaps, but he internally will be a little concerned, Nalbandian, and he needs to see if he can drive home the advantage here, Baghdatis, with a really tough game.
And Baghdatis, just a moment ago, walked to the side of the court and asked for the Greek and Cypriot supporters just to make a bit more noise. Take it up one more level.
Well, That's a little over-ambitious. As is that.
14 off.
Just a little bit more measured.
40-15.
Bit of praying going on in Marcus's support box.
Nalbandian. 15 off.
That's terrific tennis. Two very good first serves, setting up the point, and very good feel off the drop volley here. It's too good. Another outstanding point from Baghdatis. From someone who was being run ragged for the first set and 3/4, he's now got Nalbandian doing all the road work.
Everybody in the camp is growing in confidence because Baghdatis throws in another love game. His second of the set. He's bouncing.
4 games to 2 for set.
Jeff, would it ever get to the stage where the set's seemingly his? He's got that one break. Would he have the hammer down for his service games and then just maybe relax a little bit in Nalbandian's service games to conserve a bit of energy for the 5th set? Or is it just flat out with him all the time?
I guess it depends on really where he's feeling physically. If he's feeling really physically hurting, he may need to do that. But he doesn't appear to be hurting that much, and he's riding the wave of crowd support at the moment. And certainly the first couple of points of each of Nalbandian's service games, such as the one he's just taken and now this one, he needs to give it a big effort. Nalbandian's too accomplished a returner of serve just to rely on winning a set with one service break. Baghdatis needs to get a security break here if possible. No, that's a bit unlucky.
13-15.
Well, Nalbandian first serve percentage in this set is has dropped and is dropping. 55% of first serves into play. It's not particularly good, so it's giving Baghdatis more hits at a second serve, and he's grasping it with both hands. He's taking the initiative.
There are plenty of Argentinian fans here, not nearly as many as the ones in the darker blue and white. They're not making nearly as much noise either. Still Nalbandian hangs in there in the fourth set. Feeling the effects of some hard running in that point.
Certainly doesn't mean much in the tennis scoring terms, but in fact Baghdatis has won more points for the match at the moment than Nalbandian. 114 to 112.
Needs to be very careful here.
The first point of this game hurt him. He did a lot of work physically and it hurt him. And that last forehand was a result of a little bit of fatigue. That last forehand error of that last point.
Baghdatis again, just a couple of times in the last 5 minutes has had that look on his face, breathing hard with his mouth wide open, a grimace on his face occasionally. It'd be impossible to think that he's not feeling these hot conditions.
Good return from Nalbandian, straight back down the middle at the body, and Baghdatis just a fraction slow, getting the feet moving, getting out of the way, giving himself room.
Two chances for Nalbandian to break back to level up in the fourth set.
Well, gives you an idea that Nalbandian's just a little bit tense. That bread and butter backhand down the line that he was making so consistently for the first two sets. And that was an easy one for him. On this occasion, it found the tape.
Advantage. Nalbandian.
Now, he thought he might have been worried about whether he had a blood nose or something there for a minute, but he's feeling the effects of this game especially. He might be feeling it on the scoreboard in a moment as well. 3 chances gone for Nalbandian.
Use.
Nalbandian takes a good look at the line. Perilously close to a double fault.
But it was indicative, I think, Peter, of his tension. Nalbandian, that was a very, very basic backhand for Nalbandian, something that he was very secure with in the first 2 sets.
David Nalbandian may well end up regretting this game. The 8th game of the 4th set. 3 break chances against Baghdatis, and he was able to take none of them.
Baghdatis leads 5 games to 3. 4 set.
And now you can be certain that it's going to be all-out effort here from Baghdatis to try and break here and send it into a 5th set right at this moment without having to worry about his serve.
15. Thank you.
Like that. I think he enjoyed that one.
He just moves forward on this. Look where he makes impact there. He's a metre inside the baseline on that first serve of Nalbandian.
And he now has as many winners on the backhand side as Nalbandian has. So in that case, it will go down as an ace. Baghdatis doesn't like it. Nalbandian looks straight at Andreas Egli. Baghdatis going over to have a look at the mark, and that's the reason why. It was clearly wide. A bit of a break for David Nalbandian, but it's Marcos Baghdatis who needs to forget about that, because in a moment he'll be serving to take us to 2 sets apiece.
That's a little indication of the fatigue. That was a very basic put-away shot, even given the circumstances, the tension, but just doesn't get up to the ball. He's just reaching for it a fraction. That's big.
203. Going wide.
14-15.
Had a real crack off the racket, that one.
Thank you.
2 set points to the man ranked number 54 in the world.
It's okay. It was a good decision. It was there to be taken. He missed it, but he's got to continue with that decision making.
Thank you.
It seemed unthinkable a couple of hours ago that we would be in this position now.
15 off.
Late call. Almost seemed a reaction from Nalbandian, looking around at the linesperson, who may have been obscured. That's just what he wanted.
Well, he doesn't want to get into any of those sorts of rallies. There's a little bit too much up the middle of the court there, and Nalbandian enjoying that sort of play. It's getting that second serve, sorry Peter, to jump up very high. It was only 127 kilometres an hour, but it got up very high. It was over Nalbandian's head.
He covers the court well for a man of his size, David Nalbandian.
He does. He's a very good mover. Racket out in front. Holding the shot to the last moment. And wrong footing, Baghdatis.
And when I say Nalbandian's size, he's certainly not a tall man, but he's very heavily built. That looked a bit tight.
15-14.
First second serve that he really hasn't had a lot of racket head speed to achieve the spin and the safety. That was a bit pushy. It's wide.
Well, it was Nalbandian who gave away the early break in the fourth set, as we were talking about, and now Baghdatis is going to have to climb back off the canvas again to win. What I was going to say before, Jeff, I'm sure both of these players, whoever wins here, will be pretty glad that Tennis Australia in recent years has reprogrammed the Australian Open to have a semi-final on the Thursday night. So the player who wins here will have 2 clear days and then most of Sunday before the night final. Not quick, but perfectly accurate. 176 kilometres an hour. A moment ago, Nalbandian served his 5th ace. It's remarkable. He has now served in 125 points in this match, as we look at Baghdatis feeling the effects of the long match. 125 points. He hasn't served a double fault as yet.
Thank you. Please.
It's an important game, this one, because he really does need to stay in touch in this set, Baghdatis, to plant that, or continually plant that seed of doubt in Nalbandian's mind as to whether Baghdatis has the ability to keep attacking and succeeding. If he gets away to a good break 3-love, he may just break the back and the spirit of Baghdatis.
And I think David Nalbandian will ask Andreas Egli to talk to the crowd. Someone making a noise in the middle of his service action.
Please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to both players, please remain silent during the service motion. Thank you.
Unfortunately, there was a bit of that went on the other night in the match between Baghdatis and Ljubicic as well. Break back immediately.
See, that's the sort of shot that was missing from Nalbandian's game for the first 2 sets. So there is some genuine doubt in his own mind now of self-belief.
A little symmetry in the scoreline. Not only is it 2-2, both players have had a break on their serve, and their other service game has been one to love.
Thank you.
Well, I think we're about to see here, Peter, what David Nalbandian really is made of. Whether he's the real deal and he's a potential Grand Slam winner of the future, or whether these sort of situations are at the moment still too difficult for him. This is a very important phase of this match.
And in some ways, it's a really important phase of his career too.
Absolutely.
We've talked about the fact that he consistently reaches semi-finals of Grand Slams, yet he's only ever been in one final.
Absolutely. He's got to find another level here, Nalbandian. At the moment, he's playing not to lose. He's got to take this match and win it.
Comfortable service going for David Nalbandian as he stands up. Once again, wrests back the lead, 3-2 in the 5th set. Nalbandian did a good job to get the serve back, but he was helped by the fact that it was only 145. wonderful persistence from Nalbandian.
Absolutely. There was one wide forehand that showed his determination, his fitness, his speed still. He got out there as quickly as he has done at any stage in the match to keep that point alive.
Huge opportunity then for the number 4 seed. Three chances at a 4-2 lead in the decider. He only needs one. Nalbandian, though, remember, has already got the break of serve in the 5th set. And he was broken straight back. Again, his character being tested here, as Jeff Masters was talking about. Now he needs to step up. And if he can, and if he's equal to the task, he'll be one game away from the final.
Thank you. Allow 15.
Conversely, of course, if Nalbandian is broken again, then the doubts will be large in his mind. How many times can he keep on going to the well? How many times can David Nalbandian get himself into a winning position and relinquish it?
Oh, that's a gem. This is where he is more comfortable, returning serve. This is his strength. It's a very good off backhand return.
Baghdatis only serving at 36% of first serves into play in this final set. He should be punished.
That was hesitant. It was a second serve, not unlike the first one he'd received, and he didn't commit to it. He wanted to, but didn't.
What a difference a first serve makes in its speed at 208 kilometres an hour.
30-15.
Match total of 14 aces for Baghdatis. 2 points to level up again. Nalbandian not sure whether it was long or not. It did appear to be pretty close to the line. Well, how big does this service game now become for David Nalbandian? He's been broken twice already in this set, as too has Baghdatis.
Thank you, please.
The winner of this game has a massive advantage.
Please. Allow 15. Thank you. Thank you, quiet please.
We can even see it in the movement of Nalbandian at the moment. He's not moving fluently. There's hesitancy in the way he's getting to the ball. It's really got very little to do with fatigue. It's just some self-doubt.
Incredible.
Thank you. Please.
We've seen 2 lots of successive breaks of serve in this final set. David Nalbandian needs to make it 3 to keep the semi-final alive. It's raining. Can you believe this? What a moment for this to happen. Out of nowhere, the heavens open. Baghdatis looks to the skies, and players suspended, and they will go off for probably about half an hour until play resumes. So after the rain delay, we're ready to go, and Marcos Baghdatis is 3 points away from the Australian Open final.
It was a nice settler of a point, certainly from the Baghdatis perspective. Just up the ante on that last backhand, and Nalbandian caught it late. Too good.
According to the rankings, this man should have been out in the 3rd round. Is he about to go all the way to the big dance? Called from the chair. Courageous call from Andreas Egli. Hawkeye says the ball touched the line. Well, well. It would have been all over.
Well, again, wonderful mental toughness, though, from Baghdatis, who's standing at match point, saw a ball that was horribly close. He must have wanted, felt, hoped it was in, let it go, and got on with the next point.
Thank you.
It is surely one of the most remarkable comebacks in Australian Open history. The first man from Cyprus ever to play on the tour. He's in the Australian Open final. A comeback of epic proportions. David Nalbandian falls again at the semi-final stage.